So Ryan, hi again. I'm really happy to see you here.
Привіт, як справи?
Sprava is very, very good. And for our audience, I'm going to tell that this is a totally unprepared raw interview with Ryan Daniel Moran, one of the most well-known Amazon entrepreneurs in the world, like in the US, but
definitely the best looking, 100% the best looking.
Actually, I have one of questions that our community wanted to ask you is like, how you can earn so much money and stay that good-looking guy?
It's tough, Igor. I mean, it's not for everyone. A lot of hard work and dedication, you know. We can go into the details if you want, the biohacks that are used, of course.
Yeah, I really want to hear that. So let me introduce you properly.
Sure.
So, Ryan Moran, Amazon entrepreneur, author, and the host of Freedom Fast Line podcast. I know that a lot of our guys are listening to your podcast, Ryan, and personally I am, and one of our top sellers are like regularly listen to your podcast. So you're doing a great job, and we're very, very thankful for you for that.
Thank you.
And also, Ryan has a backdoor mastermind group for high rollers. And if you guys want to reach the next level for your business or sell your business or go offline, that's the right spot to be into. So thank you, Ryan, for being here tonight with us. I know you're a really, really busy man. So I consider this as my chance to ask you those questions that I really wanted to. So let's start.
Man. I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait to see you guys in a few weeks. So I'm just excited to support what you have going on. I think you're just up to such cool things in the world. And I'm really, really, what opened my eyes last year when we hung out in Kiev was just how hungry and passionate the entrepreneurs are out there. And I'm very bullish on what you are up to and the success in this community. I'm just glad to be a part of it.
Thank you, Ryan. So basically, Ryan is going to be on Amazon Forum this summer, 23rd of June. So one of the, maybe the biggest speaker, or maybe one of the biggest speaker. I don't know how to say, but yeah, huge, definitely huge one.
So thank you.
So let's get into business. We have lots of questions from our community. Let's start from, I would say, overview. What's your point on what's going on Amazon right now? So if I want to start a new brand on Amazon, what I should be considering?
Yeah, so there's obviously changes happening in the space, and anyone who says things aren't changing, they're just behind the times. Things are changing very quickly. The thing that surprises me the most is that entrepreneurs aren't changing along with what Amazon's up to. And based on the last time I've communicated or spoken with this community, the biggest change that has happened, or the thing that all of us should be paying attention to, is that Amazon now is basically partnering with businesses that have audiences. And if you are not actively building an audience, then you are leaving all of your eggs in Amazon's basket. You have all of the control at Amazon rather than being in control along with Amazon. So there's basically two routes where you can go. You can leave your fate to Amazon and let them be in control of your business. Or if you play this like a business and build an audience, Amazon is actually partnering with those types of businesses. There's money pouring into this space right now. And if you play your cards well, we're in a very, very unique time to be a physical product seller.
So when you're telling that you need to play your cards right, so what do you mean? Do you mean building community or building audience or something more? Can you get more into details? What do you mean here?
Sure. So in the olden days, the way that people played the game on Amazon was they gave away a lot of product to try and rank for keywords, and they would try to get those free buyers to leave reviews. It's not working so well anymore, and Amazon is actually cracking down on people who try to skirt the system. So just a couple of weeks ago, some really big players, some really big sellers on Amazon who gave away a lot of product and then tried to incentivize reviews started to be removed from Amazon. So just because they were selling $1 million a month didn't prevent Amazon from literally taking them down. Whereas on the other side of things, if you've got email addresses, if you are being good to your customers, if you are sending people to Amazon, if you have communities that you're monetizing with physical products, Amazon's actually making it easier for you now. They're making it easier to rank for keywords. They're opening up opportunities for you to have kind of backdoor advertising deals. So playing the game well, playing the game differently means not being beholden to just selling based on where your keyword ranked. It means having a community, having an email list, having a messenger list, having a social media following, treating your business like it's a long-term business rather than just being on Amazon and hoping that Amazon rewards you is the way the game is being played in 2018 and beyond.
Okay. And what I'm really interested in beyond that is like, what is your current strategy right now? What are you focused on personally? What do you do right now? Do you like buy Amazon businesses? Do you like more into investing? Do you start your businesses yourself on Amazon or something like that? So can you tell me more about that?
Yeah, so I have my primary focus right now is I'm partnering with two types of groups. I'm partnering with audiences. So I'm working right now on a couple of deals with both celebrities and like bloggers, people with really big followings who don't currently have physical products, but want to have physical products. And my team is essentially the engine behind developing the physical products brands behind those really big audiences. I also have a project where I have several celebrities who have a ton of audiences, a ton of eyeballs behind them. And I'm advising the team that is putting together the product engine behind it. So that's the first. And the second is I'm advising and working with private equity groups to buy up Amazon-based businesses, bring them into one, what we call a roll-up or a consolidation. We're buying up a bunch of businesses, bringing them into one company, and then we'll be kind of professionalizing that business and selling it to someone else. So there's a lot of money pouring into the space, and where my focus is in using that money to buy up the businesses and then to sell them elsewhere, while also bringing new products to market through audiences and celebrity endorsement.
I see. And what would be the perfect business for you to buy?
The perfect business for me to buy would be a business with $1 million in profit or more that has an audience or an email list and has some sort of a consumable aspect to it. So not necessarily supplements, but it could be food, it could be cosmetic, anything that you would use up and somebody would reorder later.
Like I see. And when you're saying about like having the audience, having the email list, what is the main like place to like gather this audience? Is it still email? Is it Facebook audience? Is it like messenger list or something like that? What would be like top 1, top 2 priority for you? What are you looking at?
Yeah, if we're looking at new leads, meaning they haven't bought from us in the past, then I like a combination of Facebook, Messenger, and email. So if I can do all three, I'm really happy. Where that might play out, for example, is I love Facebook groups right now. Facebook groups are highly engaged. People invite their friends to them, and it's easy to tie to a product launch. For example, if you sell gear for runners, or if you sell a supplement that helps with joint pain for runners, or if you sell, an iPod carrier or whatever, if you sell stuff for runners, you can very easily put together a 5K or a 10K challenge in a Facebook group where you have people going through the process of training for a 5K. And all throughout that experience, you're selling your products to them, and they're inviting their friends to the challenge, and they're getting them involved. And that's really great for new products, specifically for product launches. So as you build up community, when you go to launch a product, you put that in front of your engaged community. You don't have to give away anything for free. That gets really fun and exciting. That's number one. If we're talking about existing customers, or we're talking about people who know about us already, I like Facebook Messenger right now. It's really easy to take your customer list, put it on Facebook, get Messenger to follow up or be in front of those customers, get them onto a list fairly affordably, and then follow up with them about getting further involved in your company. So the secret here is, can we get in front of our customers regularly? Can we send them an email? Can we send them a Facebook message? Because most people just leave their fate in Amazon's hands without being in control of their customer experience, and they leave a lot of money on the table by doing so.
Thank you, Ryan. By the way, I wanted to tell you that you cannot see the live comment feed, but I can. And, we have like 135 people watching us, and you have some pretty girls sending you hearts and lovely smiles. So yeah.
Okay, I think you need to send me this link on Facebook so I can see I can see the pretty girls sending me hearts, so I can wink back at them. Once
you come to Ukraine on Forum, I think you will have a chance to see you live.
Okay, great. Well, as I understand it, we're going to have a special VIP line for pretty Ukrainian girls when I'm at Forum. So
we can work on that.
Okay.
Okay. So you earlier told that we can talk about how no, not that question. We will keep personal questions on the last part of our
all right.
interview. So let's say I want to launch the new brand. What kind of audience do I need to get, and what would be the best way to get it now for the new business, and how much money would it take?
So if the number that I look for is 100 to 500 full-priced buyers. What that means is I'm not looking to give away product anymore. I don't want to do high discounts. I want to be able to move 100 to 500 units at full price, and that is what it takes to really move the needle. Now, what it will take to have, or what the best strategy to do is, if we want to make this easy, in 2018, Facebook Messenger is super easy to use and super easy to build up 100 to 500 people right now. And the open rates are really high. The engagement is really high. So the way we might do that is by running Facebook ads straight to Messenger with some reason for them to get involved. And that could be a bonus. It could be a discount. It could be a piece of content. It could be my favorite though is the solution to a problem. So if we're going with a running example, there could be a video running on Facebook talking about joint pain and why some solution, your supplement is the solution to knee pain while running. And it's, hey, send me a message and I'll send the product to your way, right? It doesn't need to be super magic. It just needs to be a reason for them to get involved and get engaged. So when they click to send Messenger, there's a prompt of, hey, got your message. Just hit yes to reply to this, and I'll go ahead and send you a link to the product. They do that, and now they're automatically on your Facebook Messenger list. What I like to do is tie this to email as well. So sometimes what we'll do is we do a campaign right now that says, hey, saw you wanted to get our thing. Send us your best email address and I'll hook you up. And Facebook prompts their Facebook tied email address to that message. They can simply click their email address, it zips it over in the message, and now you've got their email address and you've got them on your Facebook list. Boom. That's working really, really well for us right now. So we're getting them from Facebook to Amazon and getting their data for a very, very low cost, usually $1 to $2 per person. So we can get 500 people for $1,000 or less right now, and several hundred of them are going to be absolutely perfect buyers. So that's the type of target we're looking for, whether we're launching a new product or we're promoting something we've had for a while.
So can you tell one more time what kind of audience are you getting and how much buyers are you getting from that audience?
Yeah, so what we're targeting is we're targeting people who would benefit from the relief of some sort of problem. The problem being pain, the problem being whatever it is that our product solves. And we're using either a lookalike audience or we're just using manual targeting to get.
No, I mean, how many people are you getting? Like, the quantity.
Yeah. So our cost per person is $1 to $2.
All right.
And we're aiming to get 100 to 500 buyers onto the list. So we're able to do that for about $1,000 or less. And we want them to buy at full price on Amazon.com. And that's assuming we did not have a list or we did not have anything to promote to our audience beforehand.
I see, but how can you be sure that those guys are like full price buyers? You know, maybe they are just sign up and do nothing. That's it. Right.
So what we're seeing is that the conversion rate's pretty high if we're using Facebook or email in order to follow up with them. And we can track all of that. And they're only sending us a message if they want the product in the first place. So the framing in the ad is click to send us a message and we'll send you a link to buy the product. So it's not like we're doing any bait and switch. They're literally signing up to buy the product. So the conversion rate's very high.
So they basically see the offer, right? They see like the price, they see the quantity of the products. All right.
Yeah, exactly that. So this isn't any sort of magic trickery. It's just old school direct response marketing used to promote Amazon products, which for years I have been saying is the greatest overlooked source of promotion for Amazon, and people just ignore it for whatever reason.
Yeah, that's what we've been experiencing for the last, I don't know, half year, 1.5 year, whatever. A lot of Russian-speaking communities, a lot of Russian-speaking sellers, they're focused on some dark gray hat stuff, and it just stops working, you know, and Amazon is closing down those stuff, and, you know, you need to do something like whitehead.
Well, here's the thing. I only want to be involved in businesses that I can sell, right? So I had my eyes opened. I sold a business for about $15 million. I held on to 20% of the company, and hopefully that company will sell again for more like $40 million. So I'll get a second payday. And what I have learned is that you don't sell businesses for, $20 to $40 million if you're doing black hat stuff. You might make $10,000 a month. You don't sell a business for $10 million or more when you're just resorting to tactics that aren't going to be around next year.
Yeah, totally. I cannot agree more. Great. So that brings us to the next part of our conversation, the reviews, how you get those in like a lot of quantities.
Well, it's really hard if you don't have an audience. It's really easy if you have a good rapport with your people. So we'll, again, use Facebook groups. We use Messenger, but I really like using email lists. And so I have a few email sequences that I use to try and get people involved in our story, to get them involved and believe in our product, and then we follow up for the review later. So the process of giving away product to get reviews, I just don't see the response anymore. But if we have lists of people, if we have Facebook groups who are rallying behind our message or rallying behind our brand, getting product reviews is actually really simple and easy. Now, it's not easy to get 1,000 out of the gate, but I've been able to get several hundred out of the gate just by engaging our customers. And then the rest of them come over time. The important thing is that we're adding goodwill to our customers over time. For example, it used to be the strategy of let's just do an email series through whatever Feedback 5 or whatever people were using that said, please, oh please, leave us a review. Wouldn't you be so kind? Stop doing that. Right? Instead, what would be much more worthwhile would be to add some sort of value through a customer loop. So what I mean by that is we'll do something like, hey, saw you ordered 7 days ago. We wanted to follow up with you and send you a $10 gift card for our store, or we wanted to send you something else in our store so that you could try that out as a welcome to the fold. Would you want that? And the only reason we do that is to open up a customer service loop with that buyer. And when they say yes, then it's our customer service people's job to say, hey, great, I'm going to go ahead and add that to your order. I just shipped it out for you. By the way, how has your experience been so far? Well, it's been great. I got the product 7 days ago. I really like this and this. Cool. Anything else you would like us to know? Well, I really appreciate the fact that you reached out to me. Awesome. Hey, as a thank you for hanging out with me today, I'm just going to go ahead and double that gift card that I just sent you. Right. So we're like giving value, and not just like value in the ethereal sense. I mean, literally, we are engaging with the customer and getting them involved. And then we might be able to ask for the review and it not be a painful process. Right. So when we're doing that, when we're making deposits into the relationship account, getting reviews is easy. But what most people do is they're just, please, oh, please leave me a review. We're a small family business. Wouldn't it be nice if you left us a review? No. Everybody is doing that. We have to be a little bit more creative now.
Nice. Great, man. Quick question. Are you willing to share exact maybe case or something like that on Amazon Forum in Kiev this June?
Yeah. What exactly would you like to see?
Actually, like if you have a case study, so you can show the exact process, how you do it, maybe examples, that would be amazing.
Yeah, so I have no secrets. I have no problem talking about my brands. I have no problem talking about my swipes. I don't enjoy going in and showing live case studies, but I have zero secrets as far as my brands, as far as my products, as far as my processes. And if you want to ask me any of those, I'm happy to share. I just don't enjoy going back and showing all of the exact case studies. I rather play in strategy land because I find that to be more universal across the board.
I think we can come up with combined solution because, like some people want strategies what the strategy would be like. Another want like tactics, right? So yeah, we can figure it out, right?
All right.
Okay, so you actually already answered my second question considering reviews. Nice. All right. Before we go to the next question, is there anything you want to ask me about? That was a joke.
I guess I want to know one pickup line in the native tongue for when I'll be at the forum next month. One
like kick line.
Yes.
I can ask our audience actually.
Ask the pretty girls who are leaving hearts in the Facebook thread.
Окей. Ребята, если вы хотите, чтобы Райан сказал какую-то фразу на форуме, что-то такое, чтобы всех зажгло, можете написать в чат, и мы предложим Райану на форуме с этого начать свое выступление. Okay, I just told that they can offer some kick-ass phrase or something like that, and then we will send it to you and you can choose.
Great. I'll have a list of them all prepared for when I arrive.
Yeah. Great. Okay. So a lot of people are like interested in getting into offline stores. They have already settled like brands, they selling like okay-ish. Maybe not 1 million per year in profits, but okay-ish. So what they should do to get into brick and mortar stores?
Yeah, so brick and mortar is interested in, can you move product at their store? And the only way that you can do that is if you have a presence off Amazon already. And I don't mean to sound like a broken record, but just having Amazon sales isn't going to be enough to convince someone to buy you and bring you into a retail store. You have to have some sort of a presence off of Amazon already. So that comes down to the audience that you control. Do you have a local audience that you can move? Can you say that you're the #1 seller on Amazon for a reason other than we just have the most reviews? Do you have a list of customers that you can send into retail stores? So they're not interested in just the fact that you're killing it online unless it can translate into offline sales as well. So that comes down to your audience. It comes down to your differentiation. It means, do you have some sort of differing factor that will highlight on their shelves? And it comes down to your branding actually popping on retail stores rather than just looking good online. Because they're different mechanisms. People who are shopping online are in a different mindset than being in retail stores. And you need to be able to communicate your value on the shelf. And that's a different way of doing it than being online. The way that I opened up those conversations was by using brokers. And brokers, I find, be able to open up the conversation much faster than I could do on my own. We tried building a big team to be able to do this. And we struggled with that. But the right broker can get you at least a conversation with offline stores, usually within a few weeks or months.
So basically,
in fact, we just had one of my backroom students. We were in Austin last week. He used the same broker that we've got inside of our mastermind, and actually got him a pending deal with the U.S. government. So not quite an offline store, but an offline buyer more than Amazon, because that person had the right type of product for that audience. And it's not
the weapons.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's just weapons. That's all we sell.
Yeah, just wondering if I should go in that niche. Sounds like money there, Like...
There probably is money in weapons. Yeah, probably a lot of investors as well.
Yeah, great. Thank you for sharing that. So the best strategy would be find a broker and then communicate with him and figure out the best way to reach to offline stores.
And there tend to be brokers who specialize in specific markets and verticals. So you having a supplement broker is going to be different than having a broker that specializes in food. These tend to be different verticals, and there's brokers that specialize in each.
So if I want to find those kind of brokers, I just go and Google it, or is it more complicated?
Yeah, I mean, the best way to do that is going to be within your network. Somebody who has worked with somebody and can speak well on your behalf. We do that a little bit inside the back room, but if there's somebody within your network who has worked with a broker, that's usually the best place to start.
I see. Great. Okay. Not that much time ago, I heard one person, I didn't actually try it yet, but I heard one person talking about ClickBank selling physical products.
Yeah.
Do you know about this tool and are you using it?
I'm not using it, but I actually have been advising ClickBank on this. So I've had several conversations at some of the higher ups at ClickBank. And attempting to make that easier for people to use. I'm very, very bullish on ClickBank's physical products option. And as they open that up and make that more available, I think that it's going to be a really, really good option for people. But it's important to remember that it is a different business. It's very different than just selling on Amazon. It's going to be a much more direct response play versus an Amazon play. But if you learn that world, I'm extremely bullish on it. That's the world I come from. I cut my teeth at ClickBank versus Amazon. I was selling on ClickBank before I, had an Amazon account as a buyer. So I was selling on ClickBank back in the early 2000s, and the fact that they're now available to physical product sellers, I think is a really good move for both parties.
Nice. Great to hear that. Actually, I was selling on ClickBank too.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I had my course on Google AdWords there. It was horrible.
It's like we grew up together, Eeyore.
No, I think you started earlier than me. My experience was like 2005 or something like that. Great, man. Great. Okay, so the next question. What is your strategy of dealing with negative reviews? What do you do if you're getting like 1 star, 2 stars? Like, what's
The thing I'm high on right now is that there's services that are starting to come out that seem to be able to match negative reviews with contact information. And so what we'll do is we'll use some of those services and then try and follow up with the customer and make it right. And once again, being in touch with your customers and having a community that supports you is the best strategy here. Where I think the failure point is people who just get a review, respond to the review, and try and treat it as a Band-Aid. But if you've got a community that believes in you, they'll often go to bat for you before you can even respond to that negative reviewer. So again, it comes down to audience and Amazon being a piece of that rather than the entire strategy. And that's the thing that I think a lot of people miss. But from a tactical standpoint, we'll try and match that to an order and follow up with that customer directly.
I see. Great. Okay. So the next block of my questions is going for outside traffic. Are you using outside traffic, and how do you? What are you starting from? Like, what would you be starting point from that?
Yeah, I mean, our starting point is Facebook and Facebook Messenger, and our entire point of using outside traffic is to get leads. We then use a follow-up process to turn those leads into customers. Now, there's other ways to do this too. I have peers and colleagues who do search engine optimization. I have some peers who use YouTube ads. I have some peers who use podcast ads in order to drive traffic. All of them work. My specialty happens to be in getting leads and following up with those leads. But as we're thinking about building a business that's bigger than just one channel, the old strategies that worked before we were Amazon sellers continue to work. And that means cold advertising to big audiences and then bringing them into some sort of lead acquisition model and following up with those leads.
How do you look for those audiences? Because there are a lot of websites with like catalogs of YouTube bloggers, like regular bloggers, whatever. Then you buy ads from them, you buy paid posts or whatever, and then you get like zeros, zero traction.
Well, that's because there's no relationship, and everything comes down to relationships. That's relationships with YouTubers, with bloggers, with podcasters. If you are in relationship with the people who control the audience, the numbers are absurd. But if you're just going to brokers who are brokering traffic, it's a waste of your time. Relationships are your highest ROI.
So how do you build those relationships?
The same way that you and I built a relationship. The same way you build a relationship with people you date. The same way you build a relationship with anyone online. You start with an interaction. You're not going to always connect with everyone you reach out to. You offer value. You continue to offer value. You continue to offer more than you ask for. And then later, you're able to cash a check in the form of an ask. But you don't just say, hey, will you promote my thing? That's a fast way to get your door slammed in your face.
Okay, so let's say I have a sports and outdoors brand just starting out. I want to build a relation with some sports and outdoors like celebrity to promote my product. So what would be the first step? I see it like, okay, can you, like, not can you, but what can I help you with? But you have audience, you have YouTube channel. what can I offer at that point?
No, it's like, hey, sports and outdoors person, I just saw you were just featured on such and such a channel. We just took the clip and uploaded to our Facebook page. Really, really love what you're doing. Hey, by the way, we were so excited that you were featured here. We went ahead and branded your image on this plaque that we just did. We're just going to send it to you. Here's a picture of it. What's the best address to send it to? Awesome. Hey, when you're done, send us a picture of you getting it. Like, that's a good first step, right? So, but like opening the conversation with, hey, will you promote my thing? No one cares about you. They care about themselves. So give them value for like a year, and then you can ask for something.
I see. Great stuff. And I wanted to ask some. Yeah. So who is doing that in your team? Are you doing it by yourself, or you have some kind of person, marketing person or whatever, who is doing it for you?
Yeah. So it's usually me that's opening up the conversation. So not in every company, because I'm not the best known person in all of my companies. So it's always the person who is the best known person in the company. And those are our brand managers or the people who are most involved in the business. So I'm always looking for relationships that will add value to my business. And sometimes I'll connect them with our brand manager or the CEO of that business. And when I'm the best person, then I'm managing the relationship. The important thing is that everyone on the team is looking for partnerships and relationships.
Great. Actually, yeah, that's something really new for me, because before, like, I know how to build, like, and I built relationship in Ukraine within current business. Sales hub community, but within Amazon business, e-commerce products, it's something different. It just, yeah, that's great. Okay. Let's talk about team building.
Okay.
No, before that, let's talk about different stuff. Let's say I have 100K investment, like free investment money, right? I have them available. What would you do with those kind of investments? Would you rather start totally new private label brand on Amazon, or you would rather buy some established brand and then develop it to something more?
With 100K, I would build. And the way that I would allocate that money is I'd probably put 50 of it into building the audience and building a buzz for the audience. And that might be in sponsorships, or it might be in driving direct response advertisements to a pre-launch list. I want to have as many eyeballs as possible to be able to pull a lever and have my product in front of people. And the rest of that budget, I'm putting into inventory. The most important thing you can do is twofold. Have a lot of people know about your product. And number two, never run out of stock. So that's where I would put the money.
What would you say about upgrading your product or creating something different, something new? What is your strategy on that? Or you're willing to sell what people want to buy?
So it's okay to sell what people are already buying, as long as it's to a very, very specific person. But in the majority of cases, specific people want specific things. So for example, whey protein sells to a lot of people, but CrossFitters tend to want grass-fed whey, or they want bone broth protein. Vegans don't want whey protein at all. They want plant-based protein. They want pea protein. Right? So protein is one category, and then there are different nuances to different audiences. And the more specific you can tailor it to that crowd, the more successful you'll be, and the higher your profit margins will be.
Great. And as far as we are talking about protein, tell me, how are you keeping yourself that handsome guy and making a lot of money?
A lot of habits, a lot of really good habits, and a lot of freaking work, and a lot of playing the long game. You know, you don't see results in business in your first 30 days. You don't see your results in the gym in 30 days. So keeping really good habits for a long time is the way that I plan to live a really long time and hopefully stay healthy and fit for a really long time. rather than playing the short game. Every regret I've ever had has been in sacrificing long-term benefit for short-term gain. But when I play the long game, I tend to be richer, fitter, happier, more successful. Always play the long game.
Great. Also, I want to tell you guys that Ryan has this system called Tribe. I think you can find it on YouTube, like Tribe, Ryan, Daniel, Moran, and you can find this, how to call it, like stand-up or video blog post.
A quick version is I look to do something every day to maximize my time, my relationships, my income, my body, and my mental expansion. That's TRIBE. Time, relationships, income, body, and expansion. So that's like, meditating for time. It's reaching out to a mentor for relationships. It's getting my primary thing done as for income. It's exercise for body, and it's reading a book or listening to an audiobook for mental expansion. So those are my 5 areas where I look for a daily habit.
Great. All right. Also, I'm really interested in what you are investing at this point. So you have for sure you have money to invest, and what are you investing in right now?
Well, it's so funny you should ask, Igor. I am investing in a lot of real estate syndications. I'm investing in income-producing websites. I'm investing in dividend-paying stock. I'm investing in things that pay cash flow and that have tax advantages. So I don't like giving my money to the government. I like keeping as much money as possible in my pocket, and I want it to pay me dollars over time. So dividends, for example, are taxed at a lower rate in the US. So I like dividend paying stock. I like real estate because there's tax advantages. And I like income producing websites because there are specific write-offs associated with them. So I look for things that have high cash flow and give me tax advantages so that I can keep more of it in my pocket.
Actually, I knew all of that. I just asked because some people like that.
Well, good.
Yeah, and you were not into cryptocurrencies.
I am not into cryptocurrency one bit. I'm actually very bearish on cryptocurrency. I think most people should run the hell away from investing in cryptocurrency. We can get into that if you want, but I know I'm in the minority on this, but I just don't think it's a good idea for most people.
All righty. Okay, guys, if you have one more good question for Ryan, you can write the question to our chat. And I think after that, we will leave Ryan with his business and his stuff that he's going to do this day. Also, I want to remind you that on 23rd of June in Kiev, Ryan is gonna be in Kiev, one of the great speakers on the stage and sharing a lot of great content.
Can actually you put in the comments? I won't see them right away, but put in the comments if you're gonna be there. Like just put yes in the comments if you're gonna be there. Okay, I want to know who I'm gonna meet while I'm in Kiev.
Guys, напишите, если кто будет на форуме, поставьте плюсик или напишите «Я буду на форуме». We have a little bit of delay, so we need to Understood. Wait a little bit.
By the way, I love Ukraine. I loved the people that I met last year. I can't wait to meet more of them. I can't wait to spend a few days in Kiev this year. So if you'll be there, I'm really, really excited to meet you.
We're getting yes.
There we go. Yes. Good to see.
Yes, plus. A lot of girls, like 50% of girls.
Awesome.
I don't know what's going on here. Like you're only the speaker who is like so attracted for girls. I don't know.
I'll take it.
Other speakers is like more guys audience. I don't know.
You know what? Strangely, I'm perfectly fine with that.
Inna Malachova is saying that thinking whether to go actually. Can you convince Inna to be on the event?
Yeah, what is the name?
Inna.
Ina, all right, listen, Ina. So one time, this is a true story. About 2 years ago, I was given an assignment by one of my mentors to make a list of all of the things that had made the biggest impact in my career in terms of the money I made, the people that I met, the exposure that I received, all of the things that led to my greatest breakthroughs. And I was like, all right, cool, I got this. So I took like 30 minutes and I brainstormed all of the things that had led to the biggest breakthroughs in my life. And I noticed a trend among all of them. 100% of them were from events that I attended around the topic that I was pursuing. I met my business partners. I met my promotion partners. I met my investors. I had the next idea that completely changed my business. It all came down to events that I went to. So the difference between the people who sit on the sidelines and the people who become millionaires are those who surround themselves with other action takers and start moving along with them. And so the way that I'll convince Ina to come to this event is saying you've got two options. You can stay on the sidelines or you can get involved with people who are actually in motion. And I was at Forum last year, and it's all people who are in motion, not people who are thinking about it or sitting on the sidelines, but people who are moving forward in this business. And so it simply comes down to, do you want results or not? And how often do people come together in Kiev to mastermind on this specific type of business? And so if you want the result, pay the man and come to Forum.
Great. Thank you, Ryan. Thank you for being here with us.
Plus, I'm going to be there.
That's so true. Great, man. So thank you for the content. Guys, I prepared for you a special offer, 15% off for the tickets for Forum, just for those who are live now. So you can use the link. I'm sending right now to the chat. Give me 1 second. I'm just doing it. Okay. You can sign up to the Forum using this link, and we will see you and Ryan on the Forum, 23rd of June in Kiev.
Look, I'm so bullish on this community. Like I'm so high on what all of you are doing together, and the fact that you get together in Ukraine, the fact that you're flying me out because you're so focused on this specific type of business. Look, I was where most of you were a few years ago. And I know it's possible in this space, and I know how fast the space is moving, especially in your side of the world, how much is happening. I'm just so excited to be a part of what you have put together. I love this community, and I can't wait to come back. Thank you so much for having me, Igor.
Thank you, Ryan. See you. Bye.
Bye, guys.